NASA was real. She smiled at me like I had just said something ridiculous. She tilted her head and laughed softly. She asked me if there was even a fake version of her. My chest tightened. I almost broke down again. The television turned on in the hospital room. The news anchor spoke calmly about mana fever. The number of patients continued to rise. The main treatment was still under research. Scientists were looking for a civilian antibody drug. I clenched my fists. I already knew the truth. There was no cure right now. It would be one in the future, but by then it might be too late. And even if it existed, I would need money. A lot of it. If I wanted to save Natsu, I had to become an adventurer. There was no other path. I stood up. There was no reason to relax. Every second wasted was a step closer to losing her again. I left the hospital. A system window suddenly appeared in front of me. It gave me a quest. Complete 10 hill dashes. Complete 20 pull-ups. Greet 30 people. I stopped walking. I had never received a quest like this before. The voice of the system was familiar. It was the same voice I heard before I died. It said a quest would be my reward. So this was real. I smiled slightly. With this system, I could grow stronger faster than anyone. I approached an old man first. I shouted a greeting loudly. He was startled by my voice. I bowed deeply to show respect and walked away. My face burned with embarrassment. Greeting people loudly was humiliating, but I knew it would not count unless I did it properly. I greeted 2 people. Then I ran toward a slope and started the hill dashes. My legs burned, but my body felt light. I finished 10 hill dashes quickly. I found the bar in the park and began my pull-ups. My muscles strained. I completed 20 without collapsing. Then I returned to greeting people. I forced my voice to stay loud. Some people ignored me. Some stared at me strangely. One lady gave me a small smile. After an hour, I completed everything. The system window appeared again. Dust cleared. Reward issued instantly. Substantial growth granted this first clear bonus. It encouraged me to do my best tomorrow. I checked my status. I had reached level 3. It normally took 3 months to reach level 3. I could not believe it. If everything was real, I could take the strongest route. After greeting the last person, a lady handed me a candy. I hesitated, but accepted a chile. Then I went to the adventure registry. I could not stop thinking about the quest. In my previous life, greeting people used to be natural for me. I was not always this withdrawn. The attendant analyzed my status. She handed me a bracelet. I saw my details. 19 years old. Rank. Classless. Level 3. It was real. She told me I could choose my class with the bracelet. She told me to choose wisely. Every class had its own skills. I looked at the bracelet. I said I would remain classless. People around me started laughing. They said a classless could not conquer a dungeon. They called me an idiot. I did not care. In the future, classless would be known as the strongest route. The attendant looked disappointed. She told me it would be better to choose a class, but I ignored her advice. After leaving the counter, I went to the armory. I bought a demon's bite sword. The old shopkeeper looked worried. He asked if I could really handle it. I lifted it easily. It was light in my hands, even without a sword skill. It felt natural. It was expensive, but initial investment was important. I carried the sword on my back and headed directly to the beginner's dungeon. Several adventurers stood outside the portal. They were afraid to enter. I walked past them and stepped inside without hesitation. The portal led to a forest. A nostalgic feeling washed over me. I had started here in my previous life. Flat sticky slimes surrounded me. I eliminated them without speaking. My movements felt smooth. My body felt light. Even without skills, fighting was easy at level 3. Then class sword skills undetect me. In my previous life, I struggled to kill one even with assassin skills. Now I defeated it quickly. After clearing the wave, I felt satisfied. I picked up the magic stones dropped by the monsters. These stones were used to produce energy. High-level adventurers enter dungeons to collect them. While gathering the stones, I heard a loud roar. Another monster appeared. An E-class rare monster named Oros. It rarely showed up in this dungeon. I charged toward it. I attacked with my sword, but Oros blocked it with his shield. I pushed harder. His body trembled. He dropped his shield. He grabbed his weapon and used Radiant Sword Slash. Then he used Soaring Sky Sword Dance. His attacks were powerful, but I blocked them all. I smiled. The true potential of Classless would be discovered 15 years from now. I swung my sword and destroyed his shield completely. At that moment, I learned Radiant Sword Slash. Classless mastery grows more than 10 times faster than other classes. With high mastery, copying an opponent's skill becomes possible after a few minutes of fighting. I used the copied skill. After several exchanges, I shattered Oros into pieces. His bones fell to the ground, and class magic stone dropped beside them. It was gold in color. After clearing the beginner's dungeon, I returned to the Adventurer Guild. I told the attendant that things were different from what she expected. She thought I had failed. She said it was impossible to remain classless. I told her she was wrong. I placed my bag on the counter. It was full of magic stones. A man suddenly grabbed my shoulder. He said at classless, defeating a rare monster had to be cheating. He pulled my shirt angrily. I squeezed his arm tightly. He began shaking in pain. After I let go, he ran back to his friends. I had earned 10,068 yen. Then suddenly, an emergency quest appeared. I stared at the system window. An emergency quest. What is coming next?